Living with intention and
Living
on
with
purpose.
intention.
And on purpose.
Purpose and on purpose.
What's up,
Hi,
everybody?
everybody.
Whoop, welcome to
Whoop,
Food
whoop.
Therapy
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
my girl Siobhan.
And my girl Stephanie.
Yep,
I
yep.
actually pointed the right way for the first
I know.
time.
I made sure that I was like, okay,
I
yep,
know.
yep,
How
yep.
many months? How many months
And
has
the
it taken us to
and the
get
opposite
this?
direction of the camera. Just think opposite direction of where the camera is, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So
I
we
have
already
been.
got a viewer, girl. We
We do.
already got us a viewer.
Yay! Hello, hello, hello,
Yes.
and welcome. I've
Welcome.
been battling with this hat because, like you, I have earphones on, so that's why the hat is like, it is on my forehead, like not moving. But I felt very purpley today.
And
So,
you're able to keep your headset on because mine wants to slide off.
oh well, no, because now my hat is anchoring it to my head
Nice.
with my
Okay.
forehead. So,
Yeah, well
yeah,
this
yeah.
doesn't this is like a headband. So tell them what we're
Very
making
good.
today. This is Siobhan's
Oh
recipe.
my goodness. We are making Joanne's Power Bars. Who the heck Joanne is, I don't
Yeah.
know. But her name is Joanne. She probably made the recipe. And of course, knowing Stephanie and I, we're going to fool around with it a little bit,
Oh, absolutely.
add our own things. But these are Joanne's Power Bars. So we're mixing it up a little bit today. We've been doing, sometimes main courses, sometimes salads. But this Graham and I, my husband and I, have gotten into a routine now of every week making our own power bars and protein bars. Not only are we saving money, but the ingredients are healthy, whole ingredients that we know. So
Absolutely.
they're not the Nature Valley. So we're not promoted. We're not affiliates with it. Nature Valley.
Right.
No,
Not
they're not.
filled with like processed sugar,
No,
processed
no,
ingredients.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm adding dried mango. That's my fruit. The dried fruit
Nice.
is I chose is mango. What dried fruit did you
I
choose?
am using. I'm using craisins
Nice.
today, and there's also a few sweeteners in this bar. So
I'm using maple syrup.
Stephanie.
Oh my God! I
So
think we like minds think alike. Like
okay, so
this is crazy.
the inside the backstory on the mango. I went grocery shopping and I had a bag of mangoes, dried mangoes, in my hands, and then I changed my mind at the last minute, and went for craisins. But Stephanie. Remember, Stephanie lives in North Carolina. We're not like we don't say, oh, this that. So she got the mangoes, and this recipe calls for honey, but we're both using maple syrup.
Yes. And I'm actually leaving out the brown sugar as well. I actually kind of came up with my own little concoction.
With
some of the with the oats. I've already got the oats, and I roasted my nuts. And I didn't have. I think I can't remember what it called for, but I already had pumpkin seeds, and I had walnuts, and I had some almond. There were already honey roasted almonds, so I already put those in the oven and roasted those up.
Nice. My husband has used the mixed nut. I don't have it right now. Yeah, he's used something like this before, the mixed nuts. And the thing that you learn as you begin to cook, or on your cooking process, are all the sources of sugar. And on first reading of this recipe, there are lots of sources of sugar in here. Applesauce, honey, brown sugar itself, and the dried fruit is a source of sugar. So
yeah, it's your discretion.
It's your discretion. You can use all that sugar, or if you're like me and Stephanie, I don't have a palate for all that sweetness.
No, right.
So
unless
take it out.
Unless I want a doggone real like dessert, like creme brulee or a hot fudge sundae. If I'm going to eat all that kind of sugar, it's going to be like meaningful.
Right. Although the point of having a power bar with these sugars in them, and they are healthy sources of sugar, is if you're going to eat them before or after a workout.
Yes.
Because after
in the morning for breakfast.
That's right. That's right. Although I tend to not like to have all that sugar in my system first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
However, if I'm going to go work out, then I do want a little bit of that in my system.
In the morning.
Yes, exactly. So for sure, I would have these. But these power bars are great for taking on hikes. again, hikes. And, you know, if you're sitting sedentary around the house, well, I guess if you're going to eat a cookie, you may as well go for the power bar, right? If you want that extra little bit in it, because that power bar is going to have so much more nutrition in it than the cookie. So I see you cooking away there. So I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm just chopping up my mango because this is a little bit tedious. Like if I had chosen apricots, it would have been a lot more malleable. But this is like really tough. So
to be honest, that's why I didn't take the mango in the end.
I love mango.
And dried mango, especially. Especially dried mango. Okay, so I'm going to get, and it also has, what did you use for your cereal? Because it also calls for cereal, rolled oats.
Go ahead.
It calls for like a grape nuts, like a barley or a millet or something. We had Vector cereal in our that Graham's been using for these bars. So I just use Vector cereal, which is a high source of protein cereal.
I use it's from Trader Joe's, and it's a flaxseed and pumpkin granola. So it's kind of a paleo base. I don't even think it has oats in it, but yeah, and flaxseed. Well, flaxseed, I already said that, flaxseed and pumpkin. But it's in the cabinet, and I'm not walking over there and knocking this off my head. So, but yeah,
that's right. So living with intention. So I'll share with you something I posted on my business page today, and it was a quote from Mary Edgars, and I can't remember all of it, but it was about spending your day going for a walk, and I think there was something about noticing the flowers on the walk and lightening up somebody else's day.
Yeah.
And I thought that is a great intention for the day. And I talked about having goals and how sometimes, you know, my to-do list, or I make a goal that I have no idea how I'm going to attain. So it just sits there because it's too big. It's too massive. And this quote came up because I also will take that goal that's too big and too massive, and I'll make it a smaller, more manageable goal. So I have an intention, and my intention is to make myself feel good and to set myself up for success. And if there's a goal on my to-do list that I make, say, last week or something, and I get to this week and it's like, okay, well, I still have no idea how I'm going to attain that, I'll scratch off that goal and say, figure out the first steps to getting to that goal. And I take out the enormity of it by going, okay, well, I don't have to make that huge goal today. But my little goal, my intention is just to find out, where do I start?
Exactly. Yeah. Like instead of shooting for the moon as the very first step, like you want to get to the moon, but what are the manageable steps that you also celebrate as you're getting to the moon?
Yeah.
So for me, the moon is Food Network. Yes. But there are so many other avenues that I am partaking in that are leading me in that direction.
Yes. And so your intention, like my intention when I wake up every day is to have a joyous day.
Yes.
So that's my intention, but I also have to have steps in place to achieve that intention, to have that intention. I am blessed that I wake up in a joyous mood almost every day. And I have trained myself how to do that. I had to train myself how to do that because a year ago, well, a little over a year ago, say January of 2020, I was waking up with a pit in my stomach and with that dread in my stomach and with the whole list of everything that was going to go wrong in my day. And how was I going to fight off everything that was going to go wrong?
And how often, my little butterfly is coming up. How often did then things mirror that negative state of mind that you woke up in that validated the misery?
Everything. everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I made my goal in 2020. I had that epiphany of what is the one thing, because I was feeling really lazy in January of 2020, and it was almost like an experiment. And I thought, what is the one thing that I can do that would have the most impact with the least amount of effort? And that was being grateful for my bed. So that was my intention. Picking something really small. I didn't want to go, okay, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week and do this, or I'm going to write a chapter in my book every day, or I'm going to do this. It was something really small that I knew I could do. And for anybody who has nowhere to start, doesn't know what it means to intentionally live or live on purpose, think about something really small that you could do that you know you can achieve.
And I'll give them something.
Yes.
Get up. First thing that you put into your body before you have coffee, before you have food, squeeze fresh citrus, lemon or lime, or even orange in water and drink that.
Yeah.
That is, and be proud of yourself, because lemon or citrus is one of the best things that you can put into your body with water in the morning.
Yeah.
There are numerous studies on that. I mean, and then celebrate that, or before your feet hit the floor, or before you, or after you pee, before you come downstairs, or go to the kitchen. Yeah. For me, it's downstairs.
Yeah.
But, have a notebook or a journal right beside your bed. And just start that day with gratitude. Just write, even if it's one thing, like Siobhan just said, that you're grateful for. But try for 3 or 5. Just a real quick. You don't have to sit there for a freaking hour. I get it. Some people don't have an hour just to meditate and then do all this. But just do one small thing, like writing 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. Come down, go to the kitchen, come downstairs. Everybody go downstairs. But I live in a single level home, Steph. Yeah. And squeeze fresh citrus and water before you, and then execute and that's something to be proud of and be happy that you've done good for yourself.
Well, and that's the simplicity of it, and the intention. Set yourself up for success. There is no goal that is too small. There really isn't. And I have woken up with a to-do list, and I only just started doing to-do lists last year when I started to look at what my own business was, or even start that. And I would have no idea what to do for goals or where to start. And sometimes I would put these outrageous things on there, and have no idea how I was going to achieve them, or even what the first step was. So, and then I'd go, oh, well, why do that? And then even the idea that I couldn't do it started to weigh on me. So I would scratch them all off. I'd rip that to-do list off, put it in a drawer or throw it away, and make a new to-do list of everything I knew that I already did all day, just to check it off. Like, this exercise is so simple to do. Okay, so I know I'm going to eat a healthy breakfast. I'm going to put that on my to-do list. Do it, cross it off. I know I'm going to go for a walk. Do it, cross it off. I'm going to do laundry. I'm going to put it on my list. Like, even go through your day. If you do housework and you don't write it down as something on your to-do list, start to do that. And then check it off. Build your self-esteem by writing down the stuff that you already do.
Wound up doing throughout the day.
Yeah, and check it off. That's how you live on purpose. Yes. That's how you live with an intention to build your self-esteem. And once you start seeing that you can achieve these little goals, even if there's something you're doing every day you take for granted, know that there is somebody else out there who did not vacuum today, who did not. There are people
and it's not a competition. It's not a comparison. But compare yourself to the best and highest version of you, of where it is you want to be in your life. And the fact that, like, the purpose of living with, living on purpose, living with intention. And it's putting that state of mind that you can accomplish anything.
Yes.
Anything is possible for anyone. Anything is possible for anyone.
Yes.
And just being mindful of how you're executing your day, being mindful of what you're choosing to watch, what you're choosing to read, what you're choosing to put into your body, who you're choosing to be around, what you're,
Yes.
and no one can be perfect at all of that, but just having the intention. I have a little plaque over here on my kitchen. It says, create your best life. Create your best life. Live with intent.
Yes.
Intention. Just be intentional with how you're carrying out your life.
Yes. You know, it's even being intentional. Say you make coffee every day. And what if you,
celebrate that?
Yeah. And what if you, for instance, were grateful for the water that came out of your tap to put in the coffee maker?
Exactly.
And then as you pulled the coffee beans or the ground coffee, grateful to the farmers who picked the beans. And then be grateful for the manufacturer who put the beans together for you or ground the beans.
And I have another,
Yep. Go ahead.
I just thought of another really, really, really important thing. How often are we in a rush when we are in the checkout line paying for something, especially when we're having to deal with a cashier? Doesn't matter if it's self-checkout or if you're dealing with a cashier. Be thankful. And we're in a rush and we're just like, oh, and it didn't scan. And then you got to call over the person. Instead of being in that place of frustration or in a hurry, thank you for the abundance. Thank you for the money, for this financial abundance that I have to purchase these items, whether it's food, doesn't matter what you're purchasing. Yeah. But be mindful, being in a state of gratitude, because money is energy. And yes, money grows on trees if that's how you see the world. And that's metaphor. Be mindful and be grateful anytime you're in exchange with someone else, even if it's just, I'm swapping out my protein bars for someone giving me a dish of, it doesn't matter. When be grateful and be mindful. Oh, thank you.
Okay, I have to tell you two things. First of all, you mentioned the grocery store. So I went this morning between two classes, between coaching that I did, and I'm in Pasha's Roar with Laughter course. Yes. And I go to the store, the grocery store down the street, to pick up a couple of things, and I've got the little thing of walnuts here. Mm-hmm. And the cashier goes, "Oh, it's not scanning." And I was a cashier, so I know what that's like. It's not scanning. Do you know how much it was? And I say, well, and I didn't really. I knew it was somewhere between like $3.49 and $3.79. So I said, I don't know. It's somewhere between $3.79 and $3.49. And she said, oh, do you still want them? And I said, yeah. She said, okay, do you want me to go check the price? And I'm thinking, well, yeah, you could take my word for it. But, my first thought was, come on. And one of the other cashiers is looking like, I can't believe she just walked away. But right there, my intention was not to have anxiety about the time, not to have anxiety about like, what the fuck is she doing? So I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to smile. And I stood there and I watched her, and I thought, it's okay. I have time. This is just a little break for me. This is okay.
I find myself so often in a rush for no reason.
I know. In a
rush to go nowhere.
Yeah. These are my bars. I'm going to put them in.
Yes, my oven is almost ready. These are mine as well.
Yeah, look at those.
I'm so excited to share.
Yeah. The other thing, you were talking about abundance. So I'm taking a currency of consciousness course with Sarah Landon right now as well. Mm-hmm. And I think I don't know if I even got this from you, Stephanie. So and I think I did get it from you, or it was Sarah, somebody. The price of bird seed. I've turned into a crazy bird lady. And the good bird seed is more money. Mm-hmm. In other words, the no mess bird seed is more expensive than the mess bird seed. The mess bird seed. Now, in my head, though, I was thinking I got to spend less money. But the amount of bird seed that I was actually throwing away for this cheaper bird seed, I was going through it twice as fast. So then,
exactly. So then you wind up, okay, and I've got a story on that as well. So go ahead.
Then I went and started buying the more expensive stuff again, and it was a light bulb went off in my head for the exchange of abundance. I might be spending money on bird seed, but my payoff, the abundance of birds. Yes. I'm paying for the birds in my backyard. It's not even paying. It's an exchange of energy. I'm giving energy to the bird seed people so that the birds will fill my heart with joy. Yes. It's equal. It's an equal abundance system. And since I've had that epiphany, that awakening, when I go buy bird seed now, I have the intention of thank you, bird seed makers. Thank you for this no mess bird feed that now doesn't go to waste. Thank you for
exactly. So you wind up probably spending more money on a cheaper product and having a negative experience with it over at the end of the day. And I have a couple of times where instead of going through Hilton Honors or Marriott Rewards, I can't remember. I remember I went through one of those cheap booking type of, extra websites that, offer all these discounts. And the 2 times that I have done that, I have wound up like this. The last time I did it, I was with my mom and we were in Asheville and we checked in. And there was like a drug dealer in the room right next to ours. Yeah. And as we were getting our luggage out, a couple walks over to us and says, "Hey, y'all might not want to check into this hotel. There have been people coming in and out of this room. We think that they're selling drugs in there like all day. We're about to leave." So I went in and I wound up getting our money back. And then we wound up getting a hotel. It was like $30 or $40 more it was just the one night. But then and another time that happened where I went through one of those cheap booking places. And again, it was in this real, it looked like I went through this area of where people were on the streets and they were, it looked like they were doing drugs, like right there on the street as I was driving to my hotel. And it's just like I've learned that never cheap out. Don't be cheap. Invest more money and you'll have a better experience. Yes. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. It's about the experience. It's about your safety. It's about the experience. And, with the bird seed.
Okay, I got another story that maybe we're changing from intention to abundance and prosperity. So years ago in 2000, I think it was 2007 or 2007.
Thank you, Jacqueline. We've got some comments. Camille Tyler says, "Hello, ladies."
Hi, Camille.
What's up? And Jacqueline just joined. She says, "You get what you pay for." Absolutely.
You do. Absolutely. You do. So I was in Las Vegas with my sister in 2008. So 13 years ago. Or I can't do math, but yeah. And I bought
Las Vegas in 2008 in January for a national sales meeting with this company I worked for.
Oh, we were there in March. Patsy, my sister, was there for a convention, and we stayed at the MGM Grand Hotel. Talk about abundance. I went for free. I just had to pay my flight, and yeah.
The Mirage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. First time ever in Las Vegas. I go for free. Pretty much, except for my flight.
Well, I did too because I was with her. It was paid for by the company.
Yeah, and yeah. So
I spent $1. I put $1 in a slot machine. I won 4, and then my team of 50. There was like 500 salespeople at this convention, and my team of like 50 people won $50 in chips for whatever it was, like we were doing in the big room. And so I spent $1 and came home with $54 in Vegas. Anyway, you tell your story.
Okay, I was always a cheap jeans person. Like I always would go for the cheapest. I could never fathom anybody spending $75, $100 on jeans. And we were at the outlet mall in Las Vegas, and I found a pair of Calvin Klein jean capri pants for $75. I looked awesome in them, but I didn't want to spend. I had buyer's remorse. Like, I cannot believe I spent $75 on these capri jeans. I still have them. I still wear them. They're slightly faded, but they are still, I mean, A, they still fit. B, they're in great shape. And I think to myself, do I even own a pair of $25 jeans that I bought 12 years ago? I don't think so. But these jeans that I spent $75 on, they are still rocking. They have more than paid for themselves.
I remember being a kid, and we had to have the best, the Jordache, the Calvin Klein, and there was a local jeans company in Lillington. God, what was it called? That all the kids and all the the girls in Lillington wore. I mean, we were kids, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. What was the name of it? I can't remember. But it was like just a local jeans company, but everybody wore but Wranglers, no. Wranglers were the cheap. You didn't want the Wranglers. You wanted the Levi's, you wanted the Jordache, the Calvin Kleins. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was a Wrangler girl. Yeah, I had the Wranglers. Yeah. But
well, guys, we've got quite a few viewers. I just wanted to tell them. So we've already put all of our ingredients together. We mostly just talk, but we always share a recipe. At the end of the show, we always share the recipe for our protein bars, and we'll definitely do that. We've got our protein bars in the oven, and they're baking. They got to bake for half an hour.
They won't bake that long. Actually, we can probably take them out after 20 minutes, I think.
Okay. Mine are 30 real thin.
Yeah, definitely 20 minutes. I find Graham's are a little bit crunchy, and I like a little bit softer bar, so chewy.
Okay, perfect. That's good to know.
And if you're joining late, we're kind of talking about intention, which is then turned into intention on purpose, which is turned into an abundance conversation, really. And
being thankful and grateful. And we've shared, like, when you're, exchanging money or anything that you're exchanging, being grateful, whether if you're in line at the cashier or in line at the self-checkout, just saying thank you for the abundance to purchase, these items, this food, whatever it is, and just being in that state of gratitude.
I was listening to a podcast with Rhonda Byrne, the author of The Secret and the new Secret that's coming out. And she was talking about how she had such a money thing, and that when she did The Secret, she was $2 million in debt. And had no idea. I went into debt and then had to figure out how to do it. And she gave the small steps. And that's sort of where I got the bird thing was she was saying that what she had to do now when she was buying things, first of all, whenever she got a bill, she used it as a paycheck. She envisioned it as a paycheck. So if you get your phone bill for $81, that's actually, she envisioned it as a paycheck.
Oh,
and she would add a zero. I know. I love that too.
Oh, and let me tell you something else to do with a bill. Whenever you pay a bill, and I pay everything online, I still get a lot of paper in the mail. Write paid, thank you on the bill when it's paid.
Do that with receipts too.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, I learned that too. Put that with receipts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so she would take every bill like a paycheck, add a zero to it. But what she would do is when she was buying things, she would think of everybody all the families that she's keeping in business. Like somebody's father works here, somebody's mother, somebody's son, somebody's daughter.
That's how I justify my spending. And seriously, because sometimes we can feel guilty, for spending, and that's a negative emotion that you don't want to associate with money, because money is energy. Thank you for this employee that has a job because I'm here spending money, or whoever, has manufactured these clothes or manufactured, be in that. The world is spinning, guys. The world keeps spinning.
Exactly. And it is all energy.
Spending.
Yes. And so that's for my intention for living a joyful life. I have to look at I have to look at my limiting beliefs that get in the way of
Exactly.
my joy. And a
Mhm.
big one was money. Even
Mhm.
though I have always had enough money, it may not have been cash, maybe it's credit, but I've never gone over my credit limit. I might have been coasting on my credit limit. I might have been just barely making my minimum monthly payment, but
Mhm.
then something has always happened to take care of that.
Exactly. Another positive thing to write or to say is I have more than plenty of money for whatever it is I want and need.
Yeah.
I
Well,
have more than plenty.
Sarah Landon, I actually have this quote now on my vision board. Actually, galore, galore. I have everything I need and more.
Oh,
And
girl, I love it.
that is her
Type that in
mantra.
the chat.
That is
Galore. Hey, Jacqueline, write that in the chat. Jacqueline just said money is a rough one. We all have stuff around it. Yeah. But
yeah.
again, this is about transforming that limiting belief around money because, and it's like I have said several times that it hit me a couple years ago that when you're watching TV or watching, whatever on TV, the commercials, most of them are on sale at a discount. So what that does is it imprints that subconscious trance of scarcity that I can only afford if it's on sale or at a discount. And again, we got to pay attention to what you're being programmed with. And once you wake up, it's great that you're saving money and you're 10% off or 25% off this
Yeah.
weekend only. Great. Yeah. But my point is what that's doing to us subconsciously to keep us in that state of mediocrity and trance of scarcity instead of like what Jacqueline says, the money is a rough one for people because so many people have, but that is one way in which we're being conditioned.
Yes.
That we don't have enough, that
Yeah.
poverty thinking.
That scarcity. Yes,
Scarcity.
definitely that scarcity. And me thinking that I would never make it because because I didn't live in a big city.
Yeah.
That's scarcity.
Exactly. Yeah, you shared that last week.
Yeah, that's
Siobhan,
right.
say that again because Jacqueline wrote it, but I don't think it's
Galore, galore.
galore.
I have everything I need and more.
And more. I have everything I need
and more.
Galore. I have everything I
Thing
need
I
and
need
more.
and more.
Love it.
Yeah.
That is so fabulous.
And and Stephanie, even you and I are guilty of the behind the scenes of we go to store not food therapy, but in our own businesses, monetization, monetize, and it's all over the place, right? It's all over the place, especially if you are self-employed or you're a coach or you got to bring in the money. You got to bring in the money.
Yeah.
I
that's a patriarchal way of because the money will come in the right in the right time. Keep doing what you're doing.
That's
Keep
right.
putting yourself out there. And because people, it's like Tony Robbins wasn't Tony Robbins, 45, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
He's, over the past 20, 30 years, you know what I'm saying? But imagine where he had to start and what all he had to do to make the name for himself to where people, Tony Robbins, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'll buy his $4,500 program, but I won't buy this $97 program because I don't know who that is. But they're saying the same thing as Tony Robbins.
Yes, and here's another one. So here's another one for intention. You can't look at something that you feel bad about and try to make yourself feel good.
Ooh.
Now, so I was doing this with online banking. I would get ready to online bank and I would be so tense because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to see these numbers. Yes. Okay, feel good, Siobhan, feel good. And I'd be getting ready to online. Whereas
feel good, Siobhan.
You got to find something else to feel good about. Go to something first that makes you feel good. So before you do anything, like if you want to look in the mirror, like you want to lose 10 pounds and you look at yourself going, I feel great about myself. Look at me. You're not going to get there. Yeah. Go find something you do feel good about. Maybe you're a great knitter. Go friggin' knit a scarf. and then go. So when I do online banking now, I
Yes.
make sure I am jazzed up on gratitude. I have patted my cats. I have looked at the birds. Like I am
Yeah.
such in a great place so that when I go, the numbers on a computer screen, because that's really all they are.
Mhm.
They're just numbers on a screen, don't have power over me.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
It's a work in
Abso-
progress.
because it's energy. It's energy.
Yeah.
And so Jacqueline, yeah, thanks for joining us, Jacqueline, and commenting. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if we do have other comments coming from other areas. I'm just not seeing them. It doesn't mean that we won't see them when we get off of the show.
That's right.
So
That's right.
yeah.
So these are all just things about living in intention, and the small. They're so small. The
Yep.
small things that you can do.
Yeah, and then
It all
again,
starts.
but the small things create such a big effect.
And you don't even know what the effects
Yes.
are.
Yeah.
You have
Because
no idea.
ask, I ask people quite often, what are, write down what's 5 things you're grateful for. Why I don't know. Well, we'll just okay. Think of one thing, and it, the last time I had this conversation with this person, with this guy, and it took him about 10, 15 seconds, and he goes, oh, because I asked him, like, think of a time that you were just elatedly excited, just overjoyed. And it took him a little bit, and he's just like, oh, the day I received the offer for my job. I'm like, there you go. And then and you could see him light up. You could see his whole demeanor just change. And again, but that created that emotion, that created that chemical surge of endorphins in his body. Just the thought of that, what happened to him emotionally when he received the job offer.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's amazing, because I remember you were texting me today. You had gotten off of this live coaching call, and you were just like, oh my God, my brain is on fire, just lit up with, and when we're lit up by our lives, it is amazing what then just starts to show up and come into your existence, and that you can execute and take steps on, and lights you up and brings joy to your life.
Yeah, exactly. I was listening to a podcast today, and the question was, where does the imagination come from? Are you making it up, or are these visions given to you? And that's an interesting, like when you dream of your dream house, is that a vision from somewhere else that came to you, or did you create that? It's really, there's arguments for both sides. Well, not even arguments, just a discussion on both sides, right?
Right. And it really doesn't matter. Because
in the end, no.
Dream home, like, because I have, like, ever since I was I remember in the 12th grade in home ec, one of our projects was to draw what our dream home, our design, our dream home would look like. And I think even before then, I had envisioned what my dream home would be like. And I know that, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be an architect, right out of high school and going into college. My first college desire was, I'm going to go be an architect. And then I convinced myself I wasn't good in math and wouldn't, but I did tell myself, because I love looking at blueprints. I'm fascinated by looking at blueprints. I was like, oh, I will be a part of custom designing my dream home someday. So I know that's been held in my heart since I was very young.
Wow. Yeah. And it's amazing, those things that as a child that come back to you as well, right? That and that's going to happen because you've put that out there.
Kim Bond is on. She says, my dream home was a house overlooking a lake. Girl, so is mine. So is mine. We'll have to share them. Oh, and hey, so we gotta coordinate. I've been real busy this week, spreading myself very thin. But this is what I want to. We'll talk with our viewers about this as well. I know you and I and Kim had discussed this, like once a month. So like this time, we'll have Kim Bond on when it's my turn to choose the recipe. But instead of me choosing the recipe, Kim chooses the recipe. And then because I've done a 3-way StreamYard before. I've done it on a podcast, on Nicole's podcast. and you know, and then we all three, and we have it because I mean, yeah, we're cooking, but we're mostly talking. And so
Yes.
we're cooking and then the next month we have another person who wants to come on the show and cook with us, and we let them choose the recipe when it's
Love
your
it.
turn.
Love it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. And
Love
Kim
it.
says, loved your Wednesday. Too cool. I'm in. Hail to the yeah. She would love that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? I think my protein bars are ready. They went in at 10
Oh,
too.
girl, so are mine. The
Yeah.
thing just said 10.
Oh,
So.
good. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to take mine out now. And again, you know, if you wanted to leave them in for 30 minutes, if you like a crunchy protein bar, then you would leave them in for longer. I tend to like a chewy. Did you put your chocolate chips in?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephanie added chocolate chips to hers.
Yeah, semi-sweet chocolate chips. Oh, and you can also use the ones that are made with stevia.
Oh, yes. Or you can put in like dark chocolate chips. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there is this at Trader Joe's. It's 100% dark cacao, and it's 100% cacao. And there's no, I think there might be some butter or whatever, but there's no sugar. There's no nothing. It's just 100% dark cacao. Because you know how most chocolates are like 77%.
Oh, I know.
80%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 100, and it's amazing. So yeah, I'm cutting them.
I'm just going to cut right in here too.
And you know what? I don't know, Siobhan. I might need to put mine in a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't know that they're going to stick.
Oh, mine are. I think mine is. Ooh. Oh, maybe not. You know what? They probably have to like cool before you can just cut them, right?
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh. And I'm actually putting this recipe. You know, I've been working on my cookbook diligently. I'm so happy with it. I'm like learned today how to color the pages, a slight color.
Oh,
and
nice.
I was looking at some of the, you know, other cookbooks that I have, and kind of not modeling, but looking at like, because I know it's more than just a picture writing on a white piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be more eye appealing.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But these smell amazing.
Oh my gosh, don't they though? Yeah, this is going to be fine. They just have to sit for a few minutes to, you know, to set.
But well, I'll put mine up to the camera.
Yes, I'll put mine up to the camera too. So this was a little bit something different that we did today. I enjoyed that we mixed it up like that. And there's mine too. Yeah, looks delicious.
Yum.
Yeah. All right, I know people like to see us taste this stuff, so
I might still taste it.
You know what? I'm just going to cut in anyway.
My God.
Yeah, I'm just cutting in.
I already cut. They just seemed like they were coming apart.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I got mine on a fork because it is still a little bit chewy, but if it sits a little bit longer, I'm going to bite into mine. Hot. Oh, yum.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
Frickin' amazing.
Another successful recipe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the roasted nut flavor.
Oh, yeah. You roasted your nuts and you got mango. You're going to have, yours are really tasty. Mine are good too. With the craisins and the walnuts, and the maple syrup is nice too.
And, excuse me, these chocolate chips are perfect.
And I already have bars in the fridge right now with chocolate chips. That's why I didn't put chocolate chips in these. But again, yum.
What a great conversation today as well.
Great conversation. Yeah.
They always are.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. Jax, it's nice to have you back. Kim, as always, nice to have you here.
Yes. And hey, we'll coordinate tomorrow. I have almost nothing going on except for my mama's birthday. My family's getting together tomorrow evening.
Oh, nice.
But I still have plenty of time during the day where the three of us can coordinate. And so it's my turn next Wednesday. So Kim, if you're available, Thursday, next Thursday. Yeah. Empowered Conversations is on Wednesday.
Do you know who else is a really, 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 really good chef?
Who?
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline
is a really, 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 really. Oh my God, she is amazing.
What kind of food? What kind of food? Like, does she have a specialty? Jacqueline, do you have a specialty? Are you still on?
I think almost anything. She's got Tuscany. She's like travels and takes cooking classes in different countries.
Oh my!
She has made us like
damn cow.
She's made us 8-course meals, maybe not 8, but 5-course meals. Like, and not just like me, but for like 8 of us, where there's like an amuse bouche, and then there's like a salad, and then there's like courses. And it's phenomenal.
I cook international. Oh my God. All right. So next month, so May, we'll schedule Jacqueline on one of your weeks in May. Hail to the
Yeah. Here we go. Bringing guest cooks on. We're building.
It's going to be so fun.
Yay. All right. I think that might be it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining Food Therapy.
Thank you for joining. Yes.
And zippity doo. And well, what a great conversation. And hashtag replay if you will watch us on the replay, and add comments, tell us what you do, how you execute your day in a positive way.
Yes.
Tell us all the, or just name 2 to 3 things that you do for yourself every day that shows how much worth you know that you are.
Good question. Good way.
Yes.
What a way to frame that.
Yes.
I love it, Steph. I love it. I like the way you peer around there.
I know. Yeah.
Look at us.
Guys,
look, we can do this.
Now, when I watch this, I'm going to screenshot this, Siobhan.
Okay.
Stephanie and Siobhan's Shenanigan Show, signing off.
Bye.
Bye.